Can we get some ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace. You gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you know the difference. I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed, cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience under pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision, I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro, you know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah, socks with the burst, boy, I ain't changed a bit. Normal guy till I die, you know what it is. You probably thought I'd give up now that I got some kids, but really now I got these arrows aiming at your ribs. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. Hey, please be on the notice, these my motives. Bought my chicken and it's rotis. You parsimonious, you take it all cause you a locust. My focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the rip and we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming, the competition ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now, they all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me, I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of their character. Homie, you need a price cause without it the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing it. We swinging for the fences with the sting of a left hook that connects with Sonny Liston. I'm dismissing any and all of the disrespect. Nonetheless, it ain't a threat, I'm just letting y'all know who's next. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas, you gon' see the...
What's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f*** is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, though they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test, now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close, I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late. Seen them down bad, now they tryna hate. Same ones try to hit me for the raise. Got a mill, now they coming with a blaze. Check the numbers, fam, I swear I'm getting paid. I'm a Don just like the Perrier. It's one time when I'm looking at a face. On the low like I'm pushing up the bass. Got a check and I bought myself a place. They get some money and they blow it on bait. I don't flex, but I'm pushing all the weight. Told them all, I swear I got it's what it takes. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it now, I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Mafia, oh, baby, we got the volatility in the markets today, guys. We got the rip to the upside up towards our value area high yesterday. And then we took that short from that weekly level that we were looking at. So we got some trades to show. And I got a lot to talk about here on Bitcoin, guys, as we have rejected that weekly level and are potentially, or not potentially, we are testing a very, very key level of resistance right now. We were testing it as support, then we broke below it. Now we're testing it as resistance. And I already saw some of you guys talking about it in the chat. I think you know what level I'm talking about. It's going to be the POC of that range, guys. Are we going to lose this and get the bigger drop to the downside, or are we going to get a bounce here? I want to talk about the key levels I'm looking at, where I'm looking for potential bounces, and what my plan here for that short position that I'm sitting in from yesterday alongside the premium Discord. I'll talk to you guys about how we broke the POC. Shout out to Aziz. I'm going to let you guys know kind of what I'm expecting next year for Bitcoin. I know everybody's kind of freaking out on this volatility. We got the drop to the downside. We got the rip to the upside. What the heck is going on with Bitcoin? Just, Frankie, tell me when alt season is happening. We'll take a look at the altcoins as well. I'll give you guys my thoughts on that. BTC is pumping. Shout out to Mitt. But yeah, guys, give me 1 sec. Let me turn I'm going to start the stream today with the fan on. Give me 1 second. All right. All right, we're back in action here. So let's see. Bing bonging around. Shout out to Nirvana. Yeah, we are kind of just bing bonging around just a little bit here. Let's see. Don't forget, guys, to smash that like button. We're going for 1,000 likes. Next time we get 1,000 likes on a live stream, we will be giving away $150 in Solana. We might have to up the ante here to get people to smash that like button. But even not for the Solana, guys, like this video. It helps us out endlessly, more than you could possibly imagine. It helps out the channel, guys, and it is free 99 100% of the time. Shout out to Jesse. What is going on, bro? We got Golden Wolf in the chat. Golden Wolf, are you related to Golden? Let us know. But shout out to you, man. We got Lars in the chat. We got Jen Friend. We got Meek Vision, Nirvana, Chemistry Bro, Tyler Durden, Crypto Billy, Captain Kirk, Crypto A9. You guys know who they are. Show them on some love in the chat. We got Matt B in the chat. Says alt season is going to look different without a doubt. Remember this message, friend. Yeah, shout out to Matt B. Yes, alt season kind of already is looking a little bit different. It just seems to be meme season after meme season. This is definitely the pump fun cycle here. Let's see. We got Premium Mindset in the chat. We got Mad Ads. What is going on? We got Jay Violet, Slyman, DK, John, we got John in the chat. Shout out to you. Said, can we get a flash crash to pick up my buy order? Shout out to John. We can try to call Satoshi and get this thing to dump for you. Let's see. Man, what a roller coaster. Yeah, 48-hour stream. Here we go. Shout out to TS Graphics. But yeah, guys, we got a lot to talk about. We got French Toaster in the chat. Rob the Crypto Snob. Good evening, CandleMafia. We got K Diggity. Shout out to K Diggity. Big fan of Phoebe. Let's go. Shout out to K Dig. Congrats on guessing that we had that Chick-fil-A barbecue sauce on our desk here in the studio, K Dig. He got some free Solana for that, or he will get free Solana on Friday for that. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and jump on in here as Bitcoin's getting a little bit of a bounce. Are we going to be able to reclaim that POC? Let's find out. So here we are, guys. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. All right, so obviously, guys, last night on the live stream, we were, let's see, yesterday was the 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., yeah. So, last night we had come up to this not value area high. Now, I'll start here a little bit more on the higher time frames, guys, just to give you some context into what is going on here. Now, obviously, we have this macro range, which we have updated recently, but overall, guys, this is our major volume profile. This is typically where I am looking for the big levels of resistance and the big levels of support to find those nice longer-term day trades / swing trades through this range. However, we had come down. We got that big drop to the downside. Everybody was calling for the bear market, bear market, bear market. What were we doing? We were looking for that bounce at that value area low. Now, we did have some long setups in the Discord, but I was not at my desk to take that long, unfortunately. But it is not a problem, guys, because obviously, as a day trader, as a scalper, there is always going to be another opportunity on the table. So I let that trade go. We got that rip all the way back up towards that value area high, because once you bounce from the low, the anticipation is to come up towards that POC and then get that move up towards your value area high. Now, one thing that is important to realize here, guys, is we had not hit our value area high of the range. What we rejected here and what I took that short off of here was actually a weekly level of horizontal resistance. We had that key level sitting right here, sitting at about $102,500. And as we approached this level, we did see some of those bearish confirmations in the premium Discord. And I'm not going to lie, if you guys watched the live stream last night, I honestly didn't have too much hope for this trade. I actually expected to get stopped out of this, but we did come in. We put some low time frame bearish divergences, some low time frame swing failure patterns. That's enough for me to take a little bit of a shot at a short. And we did. And again, another reason why I didn't love this was the fact that we had not come up to hit that value area high yet. But as that weekly is a key level, I did take that short position, and I am still holding that short position, and it is starting to play out pretty nicely. Looked at this as kind of a starter scalp, with obviously the target eventually being that point of control if the move down continued. Now, I do have a profit taken on this trade with my stop loss at break even, or actually my stop loss is in profit here over on Blowfin. You can see here up about $1,500. Already have about $600 locked in. My stop loss is in profit here. For about, if we get stopped out, we'll get stopped out for another $522. So about $1,000 if we lose this trade, guys. We're gonna make $1,000 today. Oh my God, what a horrible situation. But no, for real, we have that stop loss in profit, and I'm gonna talk about kind of the where I think this trade may wind up going. I want to give you guys the situation of what I'm looking for inside of this volume profile. Are we likely to see that continuation to the downside? And unfortunately, guys, the answer is a little bit murky, as we do have some mixed signals, but there is that trade over on Blowfin. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on this. We'll monitor this throughout the live stream. But the idea here, guys, is, obviously looked at it as a scalp. Look to come into some of these local Fibonacci retracements at first, and then Obviously, if we did lose those fib levels, I was going to be looking to come down to the POC, so that is kind of where I took a little bit more profit off the table and then moved my stop loss into profit. So this is a guaranteed winning trade, whether we get stopped out or not. But the question is, guys, are we going to get that big bounce? Are we going to get the bounce back up here, or are we going to lose this POC? And I will tell you this, guys, right now, we actually were looking at some not only the short position in the premium Discord, but we were also looking for some long setups down here in the premium Discord. But I'll tell you what, guys, I don't really love the long setups here. The only long setup that I was interested in was coming down to that POC. We actually did have some confluence, some kind of confluence with our golden pocket POC here. And then we just barely missed that 786. So, if we were going to look for a bounce, we did have this level down here. I was looking for swing failure patterns, but to be quite honest with you guys, the charts are a bit chopped up here when it comes to Market Cipher B. But, at the end of the day, guys, kind of what I want to say here is if we are unable, and I know it's going to be a shocker. It's going to be a shocker, guys. But if we are unable, forget about the fib, or don't forget about it. But even if you're ignoring the fib, guys, if we cannot get on top of this POC and flip it to support, and we get a rejection from here and we wind up losing this point of control, I am going to be looking for that next bigger drop down towards the value area low of the range, sitting at about $91,619. You guys can see we have a nice little spider line flying through here as well. And this is, going to be really the next major level of support, obviously, in terms of the volume profile. Again, we did not technically tap that value area high, but as we got a rejection from that weekly, obviously, now that we're at that POC, if we lose it, obviously that next major target is going to be the value area low of the range. Now, we do have some lower levels here that we could potentially look at, not only that local fib that I was just looking at, which obviously is giving us a little bit of a bounce, right? If we were looking at this in the overall grand scheme of this trend, we would hope that if we were going to get a bounce, it would come in between this golden pocket and 786. However, guys, it is a dangerous place down here because obviously you have the POC above, but, the next levels underneath that is just simply going to be the full golden pocket 786 retracement when pulled from the low all the way up to the high here. You can see this is kind of where I have my my TP pulled down to, but if we lose that POC, guys, these are the last levels of support. And I'll be honest here, guys, there is no real confluence down here, to be quite honest with you. Does it mean that you can't come down, put in a higher low, and then get the bigger rip to the upside? You could, but I'll be honest, pull up the daily levels, no daily level confluent, no weekly levels confluent, no monthly levels, no naked points of controls. We just got nothing in here. I don't even think we have any anchored VWAPs in here at all. Yeah, no anchored VWAPs. We just have no real confluence on this golden pocket 786. Now, it doesn't make it a completely invalid level, but it just, really what I like to see here, guys, is I like to see multiple levels of confluence. So, we could be looking for bounces at these levels, but again, just to point it out, there is not a ton of confluence on them, kind of similar to the levels that we were looking at right here. I actually already deleted the folder because we kind of just melted through the levels, but really it was based off these local retracement levels. We also had some liquidity living below these lows. Had actually a long setup late last night in the Discord, dropped it in there for a potential long position from a little from slight bullish divergences that we got down here. Now, unfortunately, this happened at 3 a.m., so I even, let me see if I can actually pull that up. It's pretty funny. It's like I dropped it in there, and where is it? Right here, right? Letting everybody know. Another idea for this could be an SFP of the local liquidity into support. And as it is hard to call other confirmations, I would be nice to see confluent. This would be nice confluence to look for, not financial advice, obviously. But basically looking down there to come to this level, sweep that liquidity and take that long position. But I even said here, I'm likely going to be sleeping if this happens, right? Bada boom, bada bing. If we do get that set up, whatever, it doesn't matter. I was basically like, hey, I'm probably going to miss that because I will be sleeping. But if we are able to come down here, put a little swing failure pattern in below these wicks, and then get a slight, get low time frame bullish divergences on the 30-minute and down, I will be looking for that long. But again, obviously, wound up happening. We got that second drop to the downside, putting in that bullish divergence, at 3:45 a.m. So obviously, I was sleeping, but that did wind up playing out to the local golden pockets, which is nice. But other than that, guys, this is kind of our last levels here. If we wind up losing this POC, guys, I am going to be expecting a bigger drop to the downside. Now, when it comes to Market Cipher B here, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. It's pretty chopped up. It's pretty chopped up. I'm even going to hide this daily just to clean up the charts here. Because at the end of the day, guys, really the key levels right now that I'm looking at are, this zone up here where we have the weekly, the value area high, and the golden pocket confluence. And then the bigger level to the downside is obviously going to be this value area low and spider line, which I still kind of wish had more confluence, guys, because I'll be honest, there's really not a ton of confluence down here either. Right now, obviously, if we do come back down to the bottom of this range, we lose the POC, we come down here. We will be looking for long positions in the Discord. However, I'll be honest with you, there's not a ton of confluence down there, so I would need pretty strong confirmation. Now, when it comes to Market Cypher B, once again, you guys will know yesterday, kind of the thing that we needed for the push to the upside. Let me resize here and make it nice and clean. The thing that we needed for the bigger push to the upside was simply going to be the 12-hour green dot that was printing, and we also had our 45-minute money flow looking to cross over into the green at the time. It's still, the 45-minute money flow is still fighting to come into the green here. We're looking to print a green dot here. So this still could potentially give us a move to the upside. Now, you don't have the confluence with the 12-hour green dot, which is really what I like to see for that Market Cypher B 116 strategy, which is what gives us those big moves to the upside, at least when the money flow is crossing into the green with a green dot. Obviously, we can look for the opposite if there's a red dot and a money flow crossover into the red. But, this money flow is still trying to creep up here. So, again, the next levels before, the two major ways I'm looking at this, obviously, in the long term is like, hey, see if we can get the full fill of the range. But if we are going to put in a higher low here and continue to get a push back to the upside, really what we want to do is obviously put in a higher low, and those big levels to look at are going to be these Fibonacci retracement levels. So if we don't get it off this golden pocket 786, the last level to really look at, in my opinion, is going to be these golden pocket 786 retracements when pulled from the absolute low to the absolute high. But again, not a ton of confluence here, guys. Not a ton of confluence. So, if I were to take positions there, I would be managing them very tightly with the risk. And then we'll see if we could just, maybe we wind up getting a push into that value area low. Now, overall, I will say daily money flow is still continuing to the downside, right? We cannot forget that we have these higher time frame bearish divergences that are still printing on the chart, guys. We have these higher highs on our price action, lower highs on our momentum waves. We also have that on the 6-day. We also have it confirmed on the weekly, as well as the monthly red dot printing, which technically is also a bearish divergence. Now, I know a lot of people question this, right? Like, Frankie, every time we see these higher time frame bear divs, typically it's the top of the bull market, and we can just go back and back test this, right? And you wouldn't be wrong, right? If I come over here to Bitstamp, in the longer term here, right? Bearish divergence on the weekly, higher highs, lower highs, money flow comes out, bear market, right? Even here, you didn't really get it in 2017. You might have gotten it on you probably got it on a little bit of a lower time frame. But these high time frame bearish divergences, yeah, you have the higher high here on your 3-day, lower high on your momentum waves. I don't think you really had it on the weekly, though, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, you didn't really have any lower highs. But at the end of the day, these higher time frame bear divs are pretty strong, guys. Like even here, if you come on down to something like the daily here, come on back to the top of 2021, right? You get these daily bearish divergences, big top. So, am I worried about the monthly bear div? I don't know. Listen, it's almost like, okay, that's the top, right? Almost every time we get one of these big divergences, it winds up being a pretty significant high, right? If not the all-time high, a pretty significant high. Now, the question is, does that make me worried? Not necessarily. Obviously, it is a bearish sign. It could give us a continuation to the downside. But as you guys know, even if we were to come down a little bit lower here, I'm not necessarily super worried, at least as of right now. If we start breaking some real structure to the downside, start losing 80K, that's kind of where I start to get a little suspicious of like, hey, what the heck is going on here with Bitcoin? What the heck? But until that happens, right? Like we are still in a bull market, guys. We are still making higher lows, at least on Bitcoin. Obviously, the altcoins are a little bit different. But as far as that goes, right? Bitcoin, we're in a bull market, right? So like any pullback is going to be, the trend is your friend until the end, right? Right now, the macro trend is to the upside. So even if we got a bigger correction into some of those bigger key levels of support, obviously you guys know that we have the, you guys know we have this golden pocket anchored VWAP down here. This is a huge level of support. So even if we were, let me hide these spider lines because they are just mucking up the chart here. Even if we got something like that, that is not impossible for a big dip before getting a bigger move to the upside. And listen, could a confirmed weekly bear div give that to us? Could these 4, 5, 6-day bear divs give it to us? Could that monthly red dot give it to us? Absolutely possible. And again, not only that, but you also have the money flow coming out on your daily. Now, again, in a bull market, we say this every single day, right? In a bull market, the fake outs into the red on the daily money flow with a, fake out into the red coming back into the green very quickly is a possibility. And, you could argue somewhat likely. But we can't trade off of that, right? So there are a lot of bearish signals here on the higher time frames. But again, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm calling the top here. I would just be looking for a bigger drop down first to the value area low. And then once we lose that, obviously, I think we all know the next key levels to the downside because we looked at these yesterday. 87.347, where we have that last daily level. Oh my God, please bounce here, because if we don't bounce here, guys, we're going to lose that level. And there's a lot of liquidity down here. So mark my words here. I don't want to say mark my words, but you heard it here first, guys. If we wiggle down here and we start cracking into these zones, I would not be surprised if we started seeing that big aggressive wick. One of these scary big boys here may wind up happening down here if we push into this liquidity. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I just do want to point out that those higher time frames are showing those bearish signals. Hopefully we can get them to fake out. Hopefully they're just kind of like, hopefully we're not that close. But I do think, guys, although I'm not saying the top is in, I do think we are a bit closer to the top than people would like to believe, right? I say this all the time. I do think we're a lot further along in this cycle than people think. A lot of people, at least for Bitcoin, maybe some of the altcoins are like still, at pretty good buy zones right now. But as far as Bitcoin goes, a lot of people are saying this is just getting started. Listen, does it mean that we don't have a bunch of room to come up? We definitely do. But for me, this is not just getting started, right? We've been in a bull run for quite some time here. But again, doesn't mean we can't come up. Just want to put that in context for you guys, because those higher time frames could potentially give us the power to get pushed all the way back down towards that value area low. Now, locally, right, more locally here, I will say, if we can hold this golden pocket 786, right? If we could hold this higher low that we just attempted to make here, and we stay above this POC, this may give us, remember, we front ran the value area high. The value area high is here closer to about $103,275. And, obviously, you go from the low, you look to go to the POC, and then, maybe we are just coming down here to flip that POC to support, in which case you are going to eventually, remember, the journey to your value area high is oftentimes long and confusing. It's not always just a clean shot like we saw here where you just get in, reject, and then come straight down. Oftentimes it is somewhat of a road. And the fact that we front ran that value area high, again, I will say this is a danger zone, but if we are able to get some kind of a strong bounce here, push into that value area high, it would somewhat make sense. Now, again, market cipher, 45-minute, you're looking at that 45-minute, and I will say if that 12-hour green dot was printing right now, I would say, like, hey, this looks pretty good. Money flow is about to cross into the green. You're about to get a 45-minute green dot. That could be good for a continuation to the upside, right? 30-minute, absolutely chopped up, in the green, in the red, in the green, in the red, in the green, in the red. Absolute chop fest here. Just in general, it's kind of choppy recently here. But 1 hour money flow still trying to come to the upside. We're looking to print that 1 hour green dot. So I do think locally we may be able to wiggle up here. And if we could kind of skirt this loss of the POC, next target to the upside, if we come up first, will be that value area high at $103,224, where I will just be treating this. At that point, we'll get stopped out of that short, losing the trade, but making $1,000 for the day before coming back up here. And potentially, maybe we get another deviation above the high. But if we come back up here into that value area high, this is obviously an area where we will be looking for more short positions. But I will say this, guys, once we break out of this value area high, there's only one other level to get above, and it's really going to be sitting up here between about 104,687 and the 786 at 105K. But once we start flipping 103,000, this value area high, which sits at 103,292, 103.3K basically, once we get up here, guys, there's really not much holding us back, unless we're going to reject that 786 again and get a huge move down. Maybe able to break out here and hold, again, that daily money flow is not really what we like to see for that situation to play out, right? If this money flow is coming up, about to cross into the green, I'd feel a lot better about that. But we'll see what happens. If we can come up to that value area high, I'm going to treat it like we always do. Being very careful, understanding this is key resistance, and then potentially looking for shorts. But, I would be careful with these shorts, because once we stop out here and go for that 786, there's not much to get above before coming back up to higher prices. And again, I would be more bullish. I would be more keen to be like, hey, guys, if we break above here, we're going to go into all-time highs. I would be more excited about that if that daily money flow was not about to cross over into the red, right? So, daily green dot is another thing to look at. I do think if we're going to get another big move up, we're going to need that daily green dot. And, 80-minute money flow starting to, attempt to work its way up here. Really nothing that clear. 90-minute was coming up. Now it's coming back down. So market cipher B is a bit chopped up here, to be quite honest. But that's how I'm playing it, right? I am simply going to be taking a look at this in the perspective of this volume profile. Maybe we hold this fib. Again, like, this is the more confluent fib in my opinion. This full fib does not really have any confluence down here. There's no dailies. There's no nothing really down here other than the fib. Here, this is probably our best bet in my opinion, right? Because at this point, you could just kind of flush the POC, get back above, and get out of here. But once you start losing this, right, the reason I say that is because if we pull the full fib, it's all good and dandy, right? We could definitely look for longs on this golden pocket 786. However, at that point, right, you have to be really careful with those longs, right? Because at this point, you're bouncing off the golden pocket. This is all good and dandy, but you got that POC right above you, right? And we know once you lose that POC, it's going to be more likely, even if you're retesting it, to get that move down towards the value area low. So I don't really love this area. I would really much prefer, and again, I don't know if I'm going to get it, right? Sometimes the market just spits in your face, right? But I would really, really, really prefer to just, if we lose this, just kind of plow through these fibs and come on down to the value area low for a more sound trade setup. And again, not even really a ton of confluence down there. So we'll reassess the situation when we get there. But as of right now, guys, the way I'm handling this is holding the short from the high and then just see if we can get that bounce to the upside. I wish I did get one of those long confirmations to come in here. You're getting somewhat of a nice bounce, but again, like even look at market cipher B on the 15-minute, right? That's a 24. I mean, the 24-minute, red, green, red, right? 15-minute, in the green, back in the red, back in the green, right? And it's just a little bit sketchy. It's a little bit sketchy. We do have some bullish divergences here. If we take a look at the 30-minute, right? Lower lows on our price action, lower lows. You got your higher lows on your momentum wave. So you do have some bull divs down here. So again, the goal right now is to stay above this daily slash POC sitting at around $97,400. Shout out to Tony D. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you. He says, almost 1,500 in here. Welcome. If you are finding the sauce valuable, consider smashing the like button. We do this every weekday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And by the way, guys, if you get 1,000 likes on tonight's live stream, we're going to be giving away $150,000, maybe one day, $150 in Solana on Friday night's live stream. On top of the people who were able to guess the random object on my desk, like Hey Diggity and Nikki94 Boo, they won some free Solana by just guessing that I had Chick-fil-A barbecue sauce on my desk. And if you watch this show every day, you win free Solana or free Bitcoin or free USDT every single day because you're learning the sauce on here on the charts and how we trade these volume profiles to make money trading Bitcoin, whether price goes up or down. In a beautiful, beautiful manner, and we show these trades all the time. So we'll see what happens. I'm kind of hoping the short plays out, but again, if we get stopped out, I'll lose that trade for $1,000 in profit. Frankie, what do you mean you're going to lose the trade and make money? That's how we trade over here. We only take guaranteed winning trades. I'm just kidding. You have to take risk on the trade first, and then eventually, the way you manage the risk makes it a risk-free trade. But anyway, let's see. Shout out to Carlos S. said, Frankie's a baller now. I wish I knew that song better. I'm a baller, shot caller. I don't really know it that well. Otherwise, I'd sing it for you guys. We got the Aztecian Cactus Moss Water in the house. So excuse me, guys, if I get a little too hype here. We might start losing our minds here and start screaming, eat this pumping, baby. Eat this pumping. We're going to take a look at Ethereum. But does everybody get what we're looking at here on Bitcoin? Let me know in the chat, and then we'll jump into Ethereum. Shout out to Chemistry, bro. People think trading's so hard, guys. People think trading's so hard, but it's actually pretty simple. And Chemistry Bro said it perfectly. You can't lose if you always win. It's that simple. Just win all the time, and then you don't have to lose. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. We lose our trades sometimes. We get stopped out at a loss sometimes. But again, it's always a small loss, right? I showed this recently. I like to be as transparent as possible. I show my losses too. Took a $75 loss the other day. But again, losses are tiny, and then up 1,500. I already have 600 locked in on this trade. So if I were to close this right now, we'd be up over $2,000. So when you have $2,000 wins against $75 losses, obviously your account is going to grow over time. Let's see. Shout out to Ryan Alex said, eat this pumping like a tire with a leak. Yeah, absolutely. I feel that, bro. I feel that. Tyler Durden said, I used to think it was shot collar. Oh, God. Oh, no. Fred is questioning if ETH is pumping, which makes me think that ETH probably isn't pumping that hard. But let's continue on here, guys. Hopefully, everybody understands what we're looking at. Again, unless you're looking at, trying to catch the higher lows here, for the most part, guys, I'm waiting for either to break down here, come down to our next key level to value area low, or get that rip to the upside and push back into the value area high before looking for my next major trades. This short was honestly supposed to be a scalp. And again, if you watched last night, I was kind of sketched out about it because of the way Market Cipher B looked. But then Market Cipher B just kind of rolled over, and it wound up paying us out a little bit better than we expected. So not too shabby. Just never close your trades. You'll never lose. Absolutely. Shout out to Gordon. Absolutely. I mean, you only lose if you sell at a loss, right? Name of the indicator, please. Not sure exactly which one you're talking about. The one down here is Market Cipher B. But this one up here, this is the volume profile. This is the main tool that I use to trade. This is what gives us those high probability trades. And if you're new here, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Not for me. Subscribe to the channel for yourself if you want to learn how to trade. Go to the beginner series. It's 100% free. It's like a little free mini beginner course. I bring you from knowing absolutely nothing about the charts to an absolute hero. And we talk about I do live trade breakdowns. I show you exactly how we catch these trades in the premium Discord. I give examples of the trades that we've taken, showing you how we catch these high probability trades from the low of the volume profile up to the POC, up to the high, and then we look for the shorts, go to the POC, go to the low, so on and so forth. And now we're obviously short here from the high at the POC, hoping that we can get that breakdown to the low. But again, if we get stopped out, we're getting stopped out in profit. So if you want to learn how to trade like that, check out the YouTube channel, go to the beginner series, make sure you subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of these urgent updates, or this isn't an urgent update, but the live streams or market updates that we dropped on the channel. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to Golden Child. Said the problem really is when the exchange closes your trade. Yeah. We had a long position, guys, from about 39K. Where is it? Yeah, we had a trade from down here right on the ETF dump at about 39K, and I long that sucker all the way up, and then actually all the way up to here. Turned about 675 into about $13,000, and it was riding. We were riding. And then the Bing X KYC'd and closed my trade. Super, super sad. Shout out to Jesse. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, smash that like for Frankie. Shout out to Jesse. Smash it for Jesse. Let's see. Yeah, R.I.P. Frankie's Long. Yeah, unbelievable. I will say. Oh, man, super sad. I mean, I still made 13 grand. I thought it was 12 or 13 grand or something, which is obviously not, I'm not, that's awesome, right? I'm super happy about that. But dang, man, that would have been not only up so much. Honestly, guys, what I liked more about that trade was it was great for the content, right? Like, we're long from 30K and we're at 108K. That's awesome. That makes for some fun content. I care more about that than the extra money. But anyway, that's what we're looking at on Bitcoin, guys. We will keep an eye out on this throughout the stream. We'll see what happens. See if we can lose that POC. And yeah, and now you guys kind of know what I'm doing, right? And risk-free short, and then, maybe looking for longs. But, as of right now, I'm just going to hold that short and see what happens. Wait for those bigger levels to get hit. But let's see. Bada boom. Just hit an 81-cent ADA. Shout out to Dawn. Coinbase is down. Oh, God. What is going on? Shout out to Aladino. Said, that's weird. They shouldn't close your trade. They didn't close mine. They told me I don't have to worry until I close it myself, and after that I would have to KYC. Interesting. Shout out to Aladino. Actually, there were a couple other people in the chat that had the same experience I did. We actually reached out to our rep because we had a rep from BingX before they KYC'd, and I hit up Tony. I was like, dude, did you close the long on BingX? What the heck is going on? What happened to that trade? And he was like, no, why would I close that? I'm like, nah, I don't know. It wouldn't make sense. That's why I'm asking. And then he hit up the rep from BingX, and they said, yeah, we had to close it because of KYC. And yeah, that was anyway, definitely not upset about it, guys. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Let's continue on here, guys. So that's what we're looking at on Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Ethereum, guys. I know everybody, ETH is dead. ETH is going to zero, and I'm not going to lie, guys. ETH has been underperforming, right? That is unarguable. I don't know how you would say that. But obviously, same thing here, right? We have our macro volume profile from the 2021 bull market. We extend those levels to the right, and we understand once we break that value area low, we have our undervalued asset, and then we know once we break back above that value area low, the next likely place for price to go is going to be the POC, and then once you get above the POC, you're going to look for that move up into the high, and then you deviate. This is where you can look for those shorts back into the range, deviation again, bearish retest. That's where you look for the move down to the POC value area low, and then we got back up to the value area high, deviated, we got back in, and we went right back down to the value area low. And again, this is how we trade, right? I wasn't trading this daily time frame like this, but just to kind of show you guys, Ethereum is essentially just still stuck in this macro bull market range, which just to show for context, just to kind of show that, right? If I pull up the Bitstamp chart, right, that is this bull market range for Bitcoin, right? We sat in here. This is kind of how we, back in the day when we called for the break above 30K, giving us the move up to 48 to 50K, we used this volume profile, right? And that's where we knew, right? Just like on the Ethereum chart that I just showed, right? We knew once you get above that low, you can look for the move into the POC and then into the value area high, right? And Ethereum is just kind of bing-bonging around in here, which is kind of frustrating, right? Because Bitcoin is off into the races, and Ethereum is just lagging behind, which is absolutely brutal, absolutely boring. Ethereum is dead. I'm just kidding. I don't think that's the case. I said yesterday I would shave my face and my head if Ethereum doesn't make a new all-time high this year. Not this year, but this bull market, which I guess would pretty much be this year if we're going to see it play out anywhere similar to the previous cycles. And I'm not going to lie. if this thing doesn't start to get going soon, I might be shaving my head, guys. I'm not going to lie. It would be pretty crazy, though. But at the end of the day, guys, we had our daily money flow crossing over into the red while we were still all the way up here. While we were still all the way up here at around 31.69, saying, hey, guys, as long as that money flow, we use this money flow as a filter. Money flow indicates the longer-term trend. If you're new here, the money flow is this blue wave and the red wave. When it crosses into the red, it indicates your downtrend is likely to continue. And what happens? This is what we use as a filter. Money flows in the red. We anticipate a downtrend. We look for lackluster retracements to the upside and continuations of that downtrend, right? So, and that's exactly what happened, right? Pushing us down, back down to that macro value area low. But let's go ahead and pull up some of these more local levels, right? Where are we at? Let me turn off. I'm actually going to bring this all the way up here. And I'll go ahead and hide it, and we'll pull up our current range, which is obviously what we've been messing around with recently. So, yeah, we're still below this 786. I'm going to hide the 786 real quick, and I'm also going to pull up our lower range here, right? So, obviously, guys, once we lost that 2888 zone, the danger zone, we knew it was likely going to be a quick drop. We were targeting 26 to 2,700 bucks, but then that liquidation wick brought us much lower. But at the end of the day, where are we sitting here? $2,700. So we knew, again, regardless of the liquidation noise, we knew once we broke this, we were likely to come down to $2,600 to $2,700, where we had our previous POC value area high. The hope here, guys, to be honest with you, and I really don't like this, 4-hour red dot about to print, and to be quite honest with you, this kind of looks like we might want to print a bullish divergence on the 4-hour, which could call for a lower low here on our price action into this value area low. I don't, I'm not calling for this necessarily right this second, but that does look like it could set up. And again, it doesn't look, this isn't really what we want Market Cipher B to look like in order to call for a massive move to the upside, right? What we want to see, right, even on the daily, right? We don't want to see this. We want to see the opposite, right? We want to see money flow in the red about to cross into the green. That is not what we have, right? We have the opposite. So we have to take that at face value. Can it fake out? Sure. Do I hope it fakes out? Absolutely. But does that mean it's going to? Absolutely not. We actually have to take this TA at face value. And again, we took it at face value back here, and it wound up working out. So, yeah, I mean, as of for ETH right now, guys, I'll be honest, could I be fading the low here? Could I be sitting here and fading the idea of longing it from the low here and it rips up? Maybe. But I'll be honest, there really isn't a ton of really, really nice confirmation here. Maybe you have a little bit of a bull div here on your 30-minute, but look at your money flow is coming out. There's really not a ton of confluence, if I'm being quite honest, right? Higher lows on your momentum waves, lower lows on your price. But again, it's just not that strong for me, especially with the daily money flow. I would really rather be looking for lower highs and then shorting those lower highs for drops to the downside. But other than that, your levels remain exactly the same. Your lower range is sitting between 2690, right? POC sitting at 2624, and the value area low sitting at 2424, right? So very simply put, if we lose this value area high, go to the POC, lose the POC, high chance that we fill that range in full, which again could potentially give you that bullish divergence on the 4-hour that I was just mentioning, right? The lower lows on your price action with the higher lows on your momentum waves. I mean, maybe even on your 90-minute as well, that might form. So that would be something I would be willing to look for. But again, as of right now, if I were to be looking for anything here, it would have to be a short because we're at the value area high. But I'm not interested in that either. I'd rather see what happens here. I'd rather see react if we come up to our next key level of resistance, or we look for longs if we come down to the next key level of support. And I want to pull these fib levels, see if we have any confluence on this value area low. And would you look at that, guys? Would you look at that? This golden pocket, this is actually starting to look pretty nice now. Golden pocket value area low confluence. You don't have a daily level. That daily level's tapped. So yeah, you do have some confluence down there now. Let's see, do we have any spider lines down here? Let me check it. Yeah, you have a little spider line on that 786. So this could be kind of like a bonus level, an honorable mention, as I like to say. So yeah, for me, again, when it comes to trading, guys, you want to treat trading as a game of trapping, not a game of hunting. You want to sit on your hands and wait for those key levels to get hit before looking for your position, right? So I sit on my hands. It's not until we get there that I start looking for longs. If I get the entry confirmations, that's where I look to take the trade. If there's no entry confirmations at this level, I would simply wait for the next one. And then if I get the entry confirmations there, I will fire on a trade, right? So very simply, that's what I'd be looking at on Ethereum. I don't love the 4 and 5 hour red dots. And you also have your 15-minute money flow is just not coming out, which is why I mean I guess 12 minutes coming out a little bit. So excuse me. Excuse me. 12-minute is coming out a little bit, so maybe that leaks into the 15-minute. But again, money flow's a little bit chopped up right now. But yeah, that's kind of what I'd be looking for. And then again, daily money flow coming into the red. Even if we get a bounce, right? Let's say we get that green dot to print. Maybe your 90-minute money flow comes back up, but again, that's not really confluent. It's kind of just coming out locally here. But if you did get that green dot and get a bounce, key level of resistance sitting up here, golden pocket, spider line value area high between $29.20 and about $3,000. That's your first major level of resistance. Once you get above that, that's your doorway to higher prices. 786 daily and POC would be the next targets, sitting at 3154. $3,300 and then $3,500. But again, I would not be looking, I'd be looking for potential shorts here and potential longs there. This is simply a sit out of the market zone for me. So there you go. That's what I would be looking at for Ethereum or Ethereum, as your grandmother might call it. Let's see. Simple TA, love it. Send it to 0. Shout out to Gen Z. Let's get it, baby. Welcome in, Gen Z. Good to see you, bro. Let's see. Darren does things. Shout out to Golden in the chat. Said DDT. It's going so-so. Not the best. Shout out to Golden. Say, Golden, hey, bro, we missed you. Hope all is good, my bro. Shout out to Darren Does Things and Golden. Welcome in, Golden. Happy to have you here, bro. And hopefully we're helping you out with the sauce here today. Let's see. I just noticed for some reason how it's 6:30 and we still have some sun. Days are getting longer. Whee! Shout out to K Diggity. Yeah, guys, I hate when it gets dark early. It's my least favorite thing on earth. Seasonal depression is a real thing, and I hate it, guys. It's so sad and depressing. It's like you work, and then at least me, I get off the live stream at like 7:30, so I really only get to see daylight at the end of the day during the summer. But during the winter, it's just like I start to stream at night, I get off to stream at night. It's crazy. But anyway, ICP sauce. Hey, shout out to Aziz said, hey, Frankie, can you explain how to confirm SFPs when you see them on smaller time frames? It gets confusing with the bigger time frames. If bear divs appear, do you put limit orders on the SFP level? So shout out to Aziz. If you go to, I believe, the beginner series, there is a tutorial video on how I trade the swing failure patterns to a T, right? How I look for them on a higher time frame, where I get the levels I'm looking at SFPs for, and then I show you how I go down to a lower time frame, and I show you the exact entry confirmations that I look for. I cover all that in the video. Shout out to Tony D. If you could find that video and drop it in the chat for Aziz, that'd be fire. Yo, shout out to One Hype Soul said, so what's on your desk? I don't know. My desk is completely clean today. I'm just kidding. There's stuff everywhere, guys. There's stuff everywhere. I don't know what we could guess today. We'll see. If we get 1,000 likes, I'll do another one of those giveaways as well. If we get 1,000 likes, $150 in Solana, and then we'll give a little bit of a smaller bag to someone who can guess what's on my desk. We'll give one thing. But anyway, let's continue on. Love the beginner series. Shout out to Jay Violet. Yeah, that is the best free trading education you can find on the internet. I can almost promise you that. I could promise you that. And it's risk-free. Totally free. Just go watch it. So most people charge for what we talk about in those videos. Shout out to Toby. Why does my volume profile look different than yours? If you go watch the volume profile tutorials, you will know. I show you how to set them up, how to set all the custom settings, and exactly how I pull them. But simple terms, you're probably just pulling them over different candles, or you don't have the same settings, which again, you could watch that tutorial video, drops all that sauce for you in the beginner series. Go watch that beginner series and you'll go, there we go. Shout out to Dave and Tony D dropping those links to the videos. We pumping or dumping. Shout out to David. Well, right now, ETH is kind of just sitting there and Bitcoin is kind of just struggling at this POC. But that's what we're looking at on Ethereum, guys. I wish I could, just kind of in no man's land, waiting to come up here, waiting to come down there. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Eric says, hey, Frankie, love your enthusiasm. Any chance for algo, please? Greetings from Ireland. Shout out to Eric from Ireland. I would do an Irish accent, but it would definitely be offensive because it would be terrible. But shout out to Eric. Thank you for being here. Yes, we could try to take a look at algo. No problemo. Actually, if you guys want to see your favorite altcoins, drop them in the chat right now. We'll come back and check out Bitcoin throughout the stream. But if you want to see your favorite altcoin, drop them in the chat right now. Rob the Crypto Snob will count up the votes and let us know what we're looking at. Dave Digital in the chat. Welcome in, bro. But yeah, let's while we're doing that, right, while you guys are dropping those altcoins in the chat, yeah, the price struggle is real, so smash that like button, baby. Let's go. 1,000 likes, guys. $150 in Solana. Yeah. Let's see. Trump coin, baby. Shout out to B&E channel. So, yeah, Aziz, for the for the SFP confirmations, just go check out that video. I don't want to spend the whole time. It's going to take a little while to explain it on the live stream. But in simple terms, any SFP you look for on any time frame is going to be exactly the same. So if you're looking for, say, a 1 hour SFP, it literally does not matter, right? So if I come over to the 1 hour here, I'll just find like a quick example. Let's see. Come on, where's the SFPs at? Where's the dang SFPs at? And this will be good for anybody that wants to learn how to trade. SFPs are one of the highest probability confirmations that you can look for, and one of the easiest, highest probability, low risk, high risk to reward, low risk, high probability trade setups you could possibly look for. But essentially what it is you're going to be looking for, I mean, this probably isn't the best example. Right here, this is a good example, right? So right here, right, what I like to do, and again, watch that video if you want to know how I find the levels. But typically I look for them on the 1 hour, right? So let's say I look at this wick. I say, hey, there's probably going to be some stop losses sitting above this wick, right? Meaning people who are short, their stop losses have to go above this wick, right? So there's liquidity sitting above here, and I'm going to wait for price to come up, wick above that level, right? This is the SFP level. I wait for price to wick above this level, come back down, and then close the candle below the SFP wick, right? So this prior wick, I extend to the right, and I wait for price to go up, wick back down, and then close the candle. Technically, once that candlestick confirms and you print a new candle, that is the confirmation of the swing failure pattern. So if I was watching this, right, in bar replay mode, just to explain this, right, I'd be saying, hey, we front ran this value area high, right? I'm just making this up, right? Assuming, this is the level we have here. I'm not going to try to, I'm not saying this was a good trade setup. I'm just saying, hey, we have the value area high above. We front ran it. I know it's very probable we come up to that value area high. I know there's probably people who shorted this move to the downside, and if you short in here, where's your stop loss going to go? It's probably going to go above the value area high, or it's probably just going to go above one of these previous highs. But at the end of the day, the idea is that you have a bunch of stop losses above that wick, right? Meaning that when price comes back up, right, and starts stopping those people out, right, that is when you get stopped out of a short position or liquidated out of a short position, it creates a market buy. That's what gives you those big wicks to the upside. So oftentimes, this is what I would look for, right? I would say, hey, if price comes back up here, I would look for a wick above the level and then a candle closure below. And then that's where I would look for the short position to get a move to the downside. If you can get some kind of a bearish divergence, that would be a bonus. Now we're giving it all away for free here. But obviously, price moves forward, and you get the wick above. And then once this candle closes, that would be the, again, wick above, closure below. Once that next candle prints, that's technically the confirmation of the SFP, and then that's where you would be looking for the next drop to the downside. And then I guess in this case, you did wind up getting the drop down. Super high probability strategy. I don't know if it continues down, but you do get this nice drop of about 5%, 5.6%, which is plenty to make some money. For example, the trade that I'm up here, the short that I'm in right now, up $1,600, is a 5% move, right? So, a 5% move, at least with my position size, which is about $50,000, was going to be on leverage, obviously. That would have been a nice, at least with a $50,000 position. Usually I trade with $100,000 positions, but, or more, but, $50,000 position here on leverage, right? I only used about, I think, $1,700 in margin, right? Opening up that, position for about $55,000, I think it was, and that's a quick little $2,000 that you can make on that move. But that's what you look for, whether it's a 5-minute SFP, a 1-minute SFP, a 1 hour SFP, a daily SFP. You're looking for the same thing: wick above, closure below, and that is your free SFP trading course. Now go back to that tutorial and look for details, right? Because you got to watch that video, and the reason being is because sometimes, guys, when you find a SFP on a higher time frame, by the time this candle closes and you print another candle, sometimes a lot of the move has already happened, right? So this is, this is where you probably would want to go down to a lower time frame, right, and look for a low time frame confirmation as you're interacting with this wick. So if you want to catch a better entry here, you would want to go down to a lower time frame, and I show you how to do that in that tutorial. And just to point this out, you did get a bearish divergence into that value area high as well. Guys, this is how we trade this strategy, right? Like, this is free sauce. This is free sauce. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are learning something right now. I would argue that if I made a boot camp, I could probably get people who know nothing about trading to getting on the charts and winning trades faster than anybody else. I'm going to talk my stuff right now. I think it's true, especially using these strategies. But anyway, shout out to Golden. Yo, Golden dropping a $100 super chat, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Golden says, bro, you changed my life in the best way possible. My trading game is on fire solely because of you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I got that dip at 93.1 and rode it all the way back up to 102K with insane leverage I learned from the best. Thanks, bro. Hey, Golden. Let's go, baby. Shout out to Golden. He actually messaged me saying that he was going to take a long position. And shout out to Golden, baby. That was a fire position, bro. And listen, I'm just giving you the information, bro. You have to take the information and put in the work, and you are clearly doing that. So shout out to Golden, bro. I appreciate you appreciating me, but thank you for actually taking what we teach here seriously and making some money, baby. Shout out to Golden. We're going to throw some money for Golden. Golden, are you going to get a private jet flight somewhere to celebrate is my question. Because we all know Golden flies, he has a private jet. So shout out to Golden. I'm not even joking. It's pretty crazy. It's gold. It's solid gold, guys. A solid gold private plane. Insane. But anyway, I don't know how they get it to fly. But shout out to Golden, bro. Bing bong. That was, guys, nobody clip that. Nobody clip that, guys. Please don't clip that. I don't know what that was. That was embarrassing. Shout out to Golden. Bing bong. There we go. There we go. Shout out to Golden, baby. Mrs. Candles is going to kill me, because she's going to have to clean up all this money on the floor. And I'm not going to lie, guys, the stack gets smaller and smaller every time she cleans it. But I don't ask questions. But anyway, shout out to Golden, bro. We appreciate you so much. And congratulations, bro. It literally makes my day when I hear people out there winning, especially you, Golden. You've been here forever, and you support the channel like crazy. So we appreciate you, man. But let's see. Kembro, Ando, Summit incoming. Can we get Ando on the list? Shout out to V-Sun. Did that just float there for a minute? That was weird. But yeah, let's continue on. Thank you. Alt incoming. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate you. I'm waiting for it. Shout out to Rag Capital. Said, making money. What's that? Shout out to Rag Capital. There we go. All right. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Kembro. Thank you for that, bro. I appreciate you. And I will. I am going to take a look here at Solana real quick. Other than what I just showed here for that little bar replay lesson for the Mafia. Free sauce there, guys. Like I said, a lot of people charge for this stuff. But anyway, let's take a look here. So, on Solana, I hate that. Okay, actually, we can extend this. I'm going to extend this volume profile, right? And why am I extending this profile? Because this is now all even, right? This is all balanced price. So I'm going to adjust that. I'll even adjust this. Bada boom. Shout out to Golden, man. I love hearing you win, bro. I love hearing you win. I'm literally going to be thinking, me and Mrs. Candles will be talking about that later tonight. If Mrs. Candles isn't sleeping. If Mrs. Candles is sleeping by the time I get off here, guys, we might do another 24-hour live stream. But top analysis. Shout out to Coin Hoover. Are you asking us to look at top coin? Is that a coin? Or are you just saying it's grade A analysis? Let me know. But yeah, taking a look at Solana. Obviously, guys, we had our key level of resistance here. Fibonacci retracement when pulled from the high to the low. We had that golden pocket sitting right here. And this was the area for the rejection, right? Golden pocket. If we are going to look, now remember, guys, daily money flow also in the red here, right? Just like Ethereum. This is where you're anticipating the continuation of the downtrend. We continue that strong downtrend. Now, as we look here, get rid of some of this money. It's in my way. Just that ceiling fan is gonna come down on me one day, guys. And please, you guys have permission to clip that if it happens. Good Lord. But anyway, taking a look at this, right? If we're going to be looking for this downtrend to continue, where are we looking for the lower high to come in at? The golden pocket, 786. This was the most significant local Fibonacci retracement. We come in, we get the rejection, we come back up, we get the rejection again, and now we are printing a 4-hour red dot. And to be quite honest with you guys, I can't really unsee this. Doesn't guarantee it'll happen, but if I were to see something like this, right, with a drop to the downside into that value area low, with lower lows on our price action, higher lows on the 4-hour momentum waves, this could be that bullish divergence to look for that move into the golden pocket once again, which is also the POC, the range. And then once we get above that golden pocket POC, we could eventually begin our journey into potentially that value area high of the overall volume profile. Now, obviously, we have local levels within here. Obviously, once you get above the golden pocket, the 786 value area low is sitting here. So these will be local levels of resistance, right? But at the end of the day, we know that once you hold the value area low, get above the POC, right? The idea of coming up to the value area high becomes very likely, but you might get turbulence on that 786, so just keep that in mind. These are the local levels of resistance, but until then, 4-hour red dot printing, 15-minute money flow. 15-minute money flow is not crossing into the red, which is very interesting. Check that 12-minute. Yeah, 12-minute money flow coming out, kind of similar to Bitcoin. The money flow is chopped up on the 15-minute, but then that 12-minute is coming out. So if you can get that crossover on the 12-minute, may leak into the 15-minute. Hey, shout out to Golden, bro. Thank you for the super chat once again. He says, being completely honest, I got stopped out 3 times on my way down to 93K. I had a previous level marked at 93,105, so I put my long in at that price with ridiculous leverage that I would never normally do, and it worked out. Shout out to Golden, bro. Let's go. As long as it worked out, Golden. As long as you walked away with some money, baby. Let's go. Shout out to Golden. Unbelievable. Let's get it. Did you have a stop loss, Golden? That is the question. And shout out to Tyler G. Tyler FG. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the super chat. Says XYO. Yeah, we could try to take a look at XYO. We got the alt list in, but if we have time, bro, I will definitely try to take a look at XYO for you. Let's see if we can get through this list pretty quickly so we can get some bonus coins in here. Let's see. Coin Hoover said, great analysis, bro. You changed my trading life. I don't think you failed to call the moves since I tuned in 2 years ago. Shout out to Coin Hoover. That's what I like to hear, baby. Let's go. Shout out to Coin Hoover. That makes me so happy to hear. Thanks for the stream, Frankie. Check Tia if you're feeling it. Shout out to B. Griffin. Yes, we could try to take a look at Tia as well. Okay, so let's take a look here. So yeah, on Solana, I mean, the key levels pretty much remain the same, right? I know there's a lot on the chart here, but just understand, right, in general, if you got rid of the golden pockets, the 786 is right. At the end of the day, this is our value area low. We held the low. As long as we can continue up here, get above the POC, I would look to come into that high. But you have to understand the local levels that you have above as well, right? So you might kind of bing bong, right? Get above the 786, then come up here. That's what I would look for. But again, this is no man's land for me on Solana, to be quite honest, just because it's the middle of the range, right? I really like the higher probability situations when you come down to the low or you come up to the high, right? You just have to be patient to wait for these levels to get hit. But again, trading is a game of trapping. You want to set your traps, put the cheese in the mouse trap, sit it there, and then let the mouse, come up into that trap. And then once it starts nibbling on the cheese, that's when you can fire on the trade. You have to see those confirmations. So, but you have to be patient and wait for that mouse. Sometimes you can coax it in. You can kind of like, sometimes, I have my ways of getting Bitcoin to come down to a level. It's kind of like, come on. If you just go like this, it starts to come down. But anyway, let's continue on. Let's see. Golden said, always with a stop loss, baby. Shout out to Golden. Good work. I love to see it. V-Sun said Golden walked away with some money. I would guess he walked away with a lot of money, a new yacht kind of money. Shout out to V-Sun. Maybe. I would guess so too. Shout out to Crypto King said, what up, Frankie? Sandals. As you guys know, I only wear sandals. I don't wear shoes at all. So yeah, they don't call me Frankie Sandals for nothing. That is my other nickname. Shout out to you, bro. Welcome in. But yeah, nibble. Shout out to French Toaster. Let's go. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at on Solana, guys. At the end of the day, we lose this value area low. Going to be the bigger drop down here towards the previous value area high at $166. But again, we don't have to worry about that until we wind up losing this value area low, which I would have to assume is going to be confluent with this golden pocket retracement from the low to the high. And there it is. Bada boom. Right about hither. So there you go. This would be key support. Lose that. 786 is your last level. Lose that. You're coming down to the value area high at $166. So let's move on. There is Solana. Let's go ahead and check out AVAX. We got AVAX, H-Bar. Got some good coins on the list tonight. Let's see. I'm going to sleep. Shout out to Nirvana. Have a good one, all. Shout out to Nirvana. Have a great night, brother. Be safe in your dreams. Don't do anything too sketchy. Let's see. Shout out to Chemistry Bro. Said, I'd imagine you're a bit of a sneaker guy. I don't know why. I kind of am. Shout out to Chem Bro. I actually used to be pretty into shoes. I used to be pretty into sneakers when I was younger. I guess overall now, yeah, I don't know. I like shoes. I don't know. I used to be into it, and then like I kind of like lost it a little bit. But I don't know. I've been thinking about getting back into getting some nice shoes, or just even collecting them. I don't know. I'm on sneaker talk, right? So like I'm just always getting, I don't know. Sometimes I get tempted to get back into it, but yeah, I used to. It's actually funny you say that. I used to be really into shoes, but not for a long time. Not really for a long time. Now I just wear like exclusively like right now I'm wearing a pair of Jordans, but actually right now I'm not wearing any shoes, but like the shoes I'm wearing recently are Jordans. for the most part, I wear like Air Maxes or Jordans or pretty basic stuff, to be honest with you. Just like basic Nikes or Adidas. But yeah, maybe I'll get some crazy shoes soon. We'll see. Maybe we'll make that a thing. Just start getting crazy shoes. And then we'll just start giving away crazy shoes. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe, hey, if we get 1,000 likes on tonight's live stream, I will give away $150 in Solana, and we'll give away some fire shoes. I don't know what they are. We'll take a poll or something on what you guys would want. We need suggestions. But yeah, maybe we'll give away fire Jordans. It comes with a whole lot of logistics of actually having to ship something, but we like giving back to you guys. So, all right, taking a look at AVAX here. Let's jump in here. I don't want to get too sidetracked here. Let's take a look at AVAX or AVOX, as some people call it. And here we are, right? So, same thing, right? Local volume profile. Now, again, we could kind of extend this at this point, right? Because we're kind of just like, this is all kind of balanced price action. So I'm actually going to look at this as one large range. POC, value area high, bada boom. Let's see. You should give away Eminem Carhartt Jordans. I don't know what those are, but those sound fire. Shout out to Kodan said your website links not working to the premium Discord at Tony. Could probably update you on that. Tony was doing maintenance on the website. Tony, you know about that? I have Snoop Dogg's Bored Apes limited edition, bro. That's lit. Bullish on flip-flops. Bullish on slides. Yeah, I like slides. But anyway, taking a look here. Let's get rid of some of these local levels. They want to get point of control. Boom, 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 boom. And I'll get rid of this as well. So, actually, at the end of the day, it's what we were looking at yesterday. No, this was January 30th. So, yeah. Right now, I mean, for AVAX, this is going to be undervalued for me, right? So, we deviate below the low. This is typically where I'm looking for long positions. Do we have any kind of confirmation down here? Not quite. Not quite, right? You don't really have any bullish divergences. Money flow is trying to come up on the 1 hour. I would love that with a 16-hour green dot, but your 16-hour green dot's already confirmed. So the next one we can look for is daily green dot, 90-minute money flow crossover. I'll be honest, guys, like sometimes it's just one of those days where the charts are chopped up, right? Like we don't really have any market cipher B116 strategies. So for the key levels on AVAX, I mean, you're below the value area low. In general, you deviate above the high. This is looked at as overbought or overvalued, and you're looking to fade that back into the fair value. To the POC specifically, lose the POC, look to go to the value area low for that full value rotation. This is how we trade the volume profiles. When you deviate below, this is looked at as undervalued or oversold. You're looking to buy that back into the range, back to the POC, and back to the value area high. It really is a super, super simple trading strategy. But so just naturally, just to give you guys a kind of an idea of where I'm coming from, right? I would not be looking for shorts here, right? I would rather let price work itself out. There's really no confirmation for a long here, to be quite honest with you. You could see back here, you actually get some bullish divergences before coming back up and filling the range. Over here, your money flow is wonked out on the 4 hour, right? Just green, red, super chopped up. So nothing really strong to take away from that time frame, right? If your 90-minute money flow is not really coming up, your 80-minute money flow is not really coming up. And the reason I bring this up is because if this was coming up towards the green and we had that daily green dot about to print, that would be a good sign. But money flow is not confluent with this on any time frame, really. But at the end, so again, not really somewhere I would take a trade. No confirmation, obviously. But if we did get above this value area low, that's where you could look for a slight move to the upside, potentially targeting the POC at about 36 cents. However, I would be a bit careful around these Fibonacci retracements. Just because the way money flow looks right now on the higher time frames, you are at risk of putting in lower highs and continuing to the downside. So watch that 786 at about 32.21 and that golden pocket sitting here at about starting at about 30.57. Right? So sure, you can work your way in here and get a push to your POC, but you just have to make sure you're not going to put lower highs in on the golden pocket 786 because these are the areas that have a high probability of giving you those lower highs. Once you get above them, you can look for that POC. Obviously, sitting right here at about 35.98. Let's see. Links are working for me. Try incognito. Make sure no ad blockers are on. Shout out to Tony D. Thank you for that. Trying to fix the website, baby. Let's go. Let's see. Shout out to Charles. Says, Tima is holding the floor well while coins like Chill Guy dropped 96% and still dropping. Plus, top 1K Tima holders get airdrop every month. Shout out to Charles. We could try to take a look at Tima for you if we have time. Shout out to Kodan said, I could get into the website, but once I click the option I want, it's not loading. Shout out to Kodan. I guess to get into the premium Discord. Shout out to Tony D. Yeah, he'll help you out with that. Look at that. Live customer service in the chat. We love it, baby. CJ says, Tima dead as a doornail. I don't even really know anything about Tima, to be honest with you. But we'll take a look here. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Down 91%. All right. Yeah, I mean, not really a uncommon story for a lot of alts. But yeah, I mean, I guess holding the all-time low, well, potentially. But yeah, we could come back and take a look at this. After we finish our list, I'll try to take a look at this and give you guys an idea of what I'm looking at. Shout out to Pennywise in the chat. Let's see. It's almost 2 a.m. for me from Lithuania. Stumbled in this stream. Little did I know it's not one of the best, but the best crypto live streams I've seen ever. Hang on a second. Shout out to Justice Sub. Little did I know it's not one of the best, but not one of the best, but the best live streams. Yo, shout out to Justice Sub. Hey, do like your last name and sub to the channel, bro. I appreciate you for saying that, man. Thank you for the kind words. And welcome to the CandleMafia, where I teach you how to trade Bitcoin, whether price goes up or down, every single weekday right here. All different days, all times of the day, but the live stream's at 5:45. ADA, yeah, we could take a look at ADA. Is that on the? That's not on the list, but I will add it because ADA's a big one. But let's take a look at HBAR. We took a look at AVAX, ETH, Solana. Let's take a look at HBAR. All right, let's take a look here. Okay. So let's take a look. Where's my HBAR chart? The heck? Mexi? Where's my HBAR chart? What is it, Coinbase? Am I tripping right now, guys? I just had it up. There we are. Okay, so let's take a look here. Let's come on to a higher time frame just to give some context here on HBAR. You know, monthly naked point of control all the way down there is obviously super far away, but just to give context on HBAR here, right? And let me extend this. Bada boom. So yeah, you have your lower accumulation, big old breakout of that lower accumulation, massive 856 pump from the bottom, right? And now we're consolidating up here. So I would say HBAR holding up like an absolute champion here, like an absolute champion. A lot of coins are back down here in their 2024, 2023 lows. Keep that in mind. But let's see. Okay, so let's zoom in. Let's go to a lower time frame. Yeah, 4-hour red dot. I mean, listen, I'll tell you what. I mean, this is definitely the volume profile I would look at above. Get back in here. You could look to fill that whole range, but we're going to have to find some lower levels here real quick. I would love some more price history on this. Bybit ain't giving it to us. Neither is Coinbase. I think MEXC has the... No. Really like a bit more... that might give us a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so there's much more price action here now. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull this real quick, this volume profile. So we got this volume profile all the way from the 2021 top. And you can see these levels were respected. You got your POC in the middle, and then you got your value area high and your value area low. So let's see here, right? So yeah, very, very, very simple analysis here. We're just within our profile. Now, obviously, you do have this local profile that we looked at before on the other chart, right? So you could look at this as a local profile. This could give you guidance, right? Because again, if we hold this low, get above the POC, you're going to expect to go to the value area high, but it's not always that clean. Sometimes it is, right? You reject the high, you wiggle down, lose the POC, go to the low. Sometimes it is that clean. But if we hold this POC, you are going to probably get some resistance on the value area low, POC, and value area high of this internal range, right? And if we pull our Fibonacci retracements, let's pull it from the high here all the way to the low. Fix this. Boom. Yeah, so you do have some value area high confluence, local fib. Yeah, so I would probably look at these as your local levels, right? So you have the value area low, POC, golden pocket confluence here. And then you have your 786 POC sitting up here, right? So these would be the local levels. Obviously, based off the laws of the volume profile, hold the low, go to the POC, right? Break above that POC, you're expecting that value area high, but again, it is going to be a journey. So you get above that POC / value area low golden pocket. 786 could give you some more turbulence, but once you get above that 786, above that value area high, I would definitely pay attention to these local levels of resistance because that's probably what's going to give you the noise. But at the end of the day, once you hold, as long as you hold above that point of control sitting here at 25 cents, you are going to be looking for that continuation up to the high. Now, does money flow agree with this? Not necessarily. 80-minute money flow crossing into the green and 90-minute money flow crossing over into the green with our daily green dot is our best bet for a bigger move up. But I'll be honest with you guys, at the end of the day, this money flow on the daily is crossing into the red. Not the best situation. Not the best situation for a continuation to the upside. So again, we could bounce locally, right? But we are potentially at risk of putting in lower highs and continuing down. Whether you put it in on a local fib or a macro fib is a totally different story. You also have confluence on the value area high golden pocket. So, we don't know. I would be probably more inclined based off the daily money flow to look for some kind of lower high to come in before a continuation down because that money flow indicates the overall trend. So lackluster retracements to put in lower highs and continue down. But these are the levels I would be looking at on H-bar. Key level of support, very, very simple here, 21 cents. Hold that value area low. You can continue to interact with that POC, and then once you get above the POC, we can look to work our way up towards that value area high. And I don't want to confuse everybody with all the local levels. These are your simple, major, important levels to watch on H-bar. Value area high sitting at 39.5 cents. POC sitting at 25, almost 26 cents, and then your value area low sitting at 21-ish, 22-ish cents, 21.9, almost 22 cents. So these are the key levels. Get above the POC. You can work your way up. Just understand that you do have your local levels of resistance from this local range. But those are the big levels. And again, money flow coming out, so I would have to just in the long term, right, not trying to scalp this or anything, just looking for the longer term trades, right? If we get a bounce back up, I'd be very careful on these levels for rejection back to the downside if this money flow is going to continue in the red. But hopefully we can get some relief on some of these altcoins. So there we go. There is H-bar. Shout out to Mr. 100. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you. He says, tell me we're going to explode. Shout out to Mr. 100. I'm not going to lie. That money flow on the daily don't look that good. It doesn't look that good. And again, it just will not. Let me hide some of this TA so it's not as clogged up here. I mean, this money flow on the daily does not look great. I'm not going to lie, guys. It does not look good, especially with these bearish divergences, right? Money flow also, even on these higher time frames for Bitcoin, right? This money flow is trending to the downside, right? So bearish divergence, money flow continuing out. It's a little choppy, but you are consistently making lower highs. Something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind there, guys. But, yeah. That's longer term. Shorter term, maybe we get the retracement back up. I'll be honest, guys. I'm more inclined to just look at the key levels and just kind of let money flow do its thing on its own. And because again, for me, it's more about the actual levels as of right now, right? If we push up here to these higher resistance levels, we flip this value area low to support with no bearish confirmation. There's a very good chance we test that 786, and at that point, there is a ton of liquidity sitting above these all-time highs. So once you get to that 786, if you start peeking into that liquidity, could get a big liquidation wick in the opposite way that we just got it to the downside, we could easily look for it to move back to the upside, taking all that liquidity above the highs into our next Fibonacci extension zones between $113 and $116. But again, right now, I'm playing the if this, then that statement, right? If no Getty above the POC again, move down to the value area low, right? Then the short continues to pay us out, right? Beautiful. If we get the move into the value area high, that stops the short out for nice profit. And then we can look to assess the situation up here and see if we're going off to all-time highs or if we get those confirmations for a fresh short to the downside. That is the beautiful thing about being a trader, guys. There's just always an opportunity, right? We're in a short now. If we get stopped out, we can look for another short. If there is no short, we look for the move back up, right? And then we can just keep looking for trades. We can look for retests for the move back up, or we can look for shorts for the move back down. All in the context of the volume profile, unless we break out. Obviously, we have to wait to kind of form a new volume profile. So there you go. Let's see. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in on ICP or ICUP. Take a look here. Binance Tether US. Take a sip of the Aztecian and Cactus Moss Water. Mr. 100 said, that's what I'm saying. Or he said, someone tell me, is Polkadot really going to break bear market lows? It literally almost did. Did it? Oh, yeah. Came back down to this lower range. Yeah, I mean, listen, I hold Polkadot. I accumulated within this range. So again, you know, can Polkadot go to zero? Sure, maybe it does. Maybe we don't see Polkadot ever go up again. Who knows, right? Who knows, right? But I am holding Polkadot. I've accumulated in this range. I'm probably down a bit. Not too much, but I probably am down a bit here. But the idea here, right, based off your volume profiles, you would hope, right? It's not going to play out 100% of the time, but you would hope. And once you get these higher time frame green dots, 4-day green dot, 3-day green dot, right? Get back into that value area low, and you have a nice doorway to that POC and value area high. One thing I can tell you is nobody will buy Polkadot until it starts doing this. No one's going to want, and this is the key, right? Everybody gets worried. And this is like the easy, and again, I don't want to tell people like just buy every altcoin that's at, bear market lows here. Because again, you want to see what holds up during the dumps, right? Like Polkadot is not holding up during the dump. We just looked at HBAR holding up pretty good during the dump, right? Like a lot of these things have not held up good. Some of them have. But at the end of the day, right, when you're scared and like people think that the coin is dead, this is usually, right? I'm not saying this is the bottom for sure. I'm just saying this is typically a sign, commonly a sign that this thing, you're likely to see another big bounce to the upside, right? And then it's not until not only this, but it's not until you really start doing that where people start to go, oh my God, should I sell all my other coins and buy Polkadot? Why is Polkadot ripping? What's going on, right? That's typically what happens. Again, I'm not saying that has to happen. You could, maybe Polkadot goes to zero. Not financial advice. I'm just some crazy guy screaming on YouTube that, kind of knows how to trade, I guess. No. But yeah, that's typically, nobody wants to buy down here. So for me personally, like when I hear people saying this coin is dead or like, is this thing ever going to move? That's typically a good sign for me to maybe pick up some more. I'm not telling you to pick up more Polkadot. Again, this thing could go to zero, not financial advice. But that's just typically how it works, right? Everybody thought XRP was dead for how long, right? We even joke about it on this channel. Like, guys, Polkadot, XRP is never going to move again. It's been going sideways forever. Oh, my God. And then finally it screams it's the hottest thing in crypto for a little while, and everybody wants to buy it on the way up. It's just the way of crypto. But anyway, let's continue on here. So let's take a look at ICP real quick. Got sidetracked by Polkadot. Come on, baby. There we go. All right, so let's take a look here. Shout out to K Diggity. Said, I like clowns that don't kill me. Shout out to Pennywise. Pennywise is a friendly clown. We think so. Let's see. I think it's going to 85, which is good. Then we ride. Shout out to Visionary Titan. Let's go, baby. But yeah, let's take a look here. So you're attempting to hold this value area low on ICP, right? Pretty clean range. You deviate below. I mean, I'll be honest, guys, like, if it just comes to the volume profiles, and if we just challenge ourselves to not look at Market Cipher, which does kind of feel like I'm like feeling around in a dark room sometimes, to find your keys or something. I don't know. It's a bad metaphor. But at the end of the day, guys, if you get accepted back into this range, which you already tried to once, right? You got rejected. You come in, try to hold it, and you can't hold it. If we could get up here and, hold this as support, right? And again, I'm just like, all I'm thinking in my head is like, what's money flow doing here? Like, that'll kind of tell me if we can get the full move through. Volume profiles and money flow might be the goated strategy here, guys. Excuse me, but key level to hold, $7.03. Hold this. That's where you can get the move up, right? If we pull up our VPVR, just locally, I analyzing the local candles here. Yeah, hold this. Yeah, I mean, That doesn't really help us out much. But, yeah, you really just want to flip 703. If you could flip 703, money flow starting to cross over into the green on the 45-minute. Again, this would excite me more if we were printing a 12-hour green dot. Long ICP right now, 1,000x leverage, no stop loss, guys. This thing's going to $44 right now. I'm just kidding. Please, for the love of God, don't do that. Maybe you make money, but just kidding. Not financial advice. But you do have your 12-hour green dot with your 45-minute money flow crossover into the green. Eyes emoji. That is the market cipher B116 strategy. If this money flow stays in the green, that could make us anticipate a potential continuation to the upside. Now, please keep in mind, guys, the market right now is very choppy, right? You know, as far as money flow has been recently, this thing could just tank right back into the red for all we know, right? It's been very, very choppy. This was pretty nice, but most of it has been basically like this. Green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red, red, green, red, green, red, green, right? That's not what we like. We like these nice, smooth money flow waves, right? Cross into the red, anticipate the downtrend. You're losing the value area high. Nice confluence for that drop to the downside. So this is nice, right? If that 45-minute money flow continues into the green, you can look for that long back up to the value area high, potentially the POC, sitting at 799 and 903. But again, hopefully that doesn't fake out. You do have the 12-hour green dot printing, which is nice. You also have your 16-hour green dot printing. You also could look to print your daily green dot, 80-minute. Yeah, I don't hate this. I don't hate it. I would really like nice divergences, which we don't have, right? Like if we had a nice divergence down here, you don't need it, but I would really like it. But that's what I would look for. If you lose this, right? If you lose this value area low, you have your 786 down here potentially. Maybe you could put in some bull divs on that, right? Come back down, test the golden pocket, bull div, and then bull run, right? But you lose that, you're probably coming down, I would say, probably coming down quite a bit, to be honest with you. Actually, not necessarily. Let me see. What is this? Bear with me here, guys. Let me just pull this fib real quick. Yeah, you're holding a macro 786. You want to hold this. You do not want to come back down to these fibs, to be honest. You lose this fib and you can't reclaim it. I would look for a bigger drop down. Where would I be looking to? Kind of hard to say. There's no real clean profile below. I would look at this profile below. Never mind. There is a profile below, and it's right here. All right, I'm going to keep this purple so you can separate these two profiles. You don't hold that 786 to get a bounce back into the higher your range. I would look for lose the 786. I would look for a move closer to this POC at about 518. So those are the levels I would look at. I'm going to clean this chart up. I'm going to get that off there. But your hope would be to attempt, look at that daily candle, attempt to stay up in here. Try to get in here and hold it for that move up, right? 45-minute money flow staying in the green would be a necessity for that to be the case. If this crosses back into the red, could get bearish. So that's what I would watch. Kind of messy over here on ICP, but there we go. See, does this hold up? Yeah, I guess kind of, right? It pretty much has held up for the most part. Yeah, it's right on your lower range here too, right? Retest that value area high, the previous range, 786, right? So yeah, you really wouldn't want to get back below that value area high. If you start getting accepted into that value area high, that's bearish, right? That's just, let's just call it what it is, right? You lose that value area high, start closing candles under here, that drop to the POC at $4 is pretty likely, right? So that is the importance of getting back up in here and holding that as support and getting the move up. So there you go. All right, let's continue on here. Bada boom, bada bing. Frankie always pulling his fib. Shout out to Derek. Don't watch me, guys. I'm pulling my fib. Can a man pull his fib in private? Come on. Let's see. 4-hour blood diamond on Bitcoin. That would be good for the short. Let's check it. Yeah, these all look pretty blood diamondy, to be honest. All these like little tight red trigger waves. We are getting a slight little push to the upside, though, which is interesting. Is it an actual blood diamond? It is. Okay, that is interesting. Yeah, I didn't even know this was printing, to be quite honest with you. But we are now back above that POC, which is interesting. Where's that daily at? Flipping that daily, too. This is, oh, man. I mean, I'll be honest, guys. Like I said, I am risk-free trade here, right? Stop loss above this high in profit. We get stopped out. I'm getting stopped out for about $1,000. Not big deal. Not a big deal, right? Profit, 1,000 in profit. But be honest, right? Like 45-minute money flow crossing into the green, similar to H-bar, would make you anticipate some kind of continuation of the trend to the upside. 8-hour red dot is printing with your 30-minute money flow in the red. I mean, this is chopped up, guys. This is chopped up. Market cipher is all over the place right now. And again, it's nothing. This is just like market conditions that we see sometimes, right? This doesn't mean like market cipher is not working anymore or anything like that. This is just like choppy price, right? And it just makes any indicator a bit chopped up, right? And the reason why I try not to lean on it when it has choppy signals is because we don't want to get too much information is bad information. It's like, well, hey, the 45-minute money flow is coming into the green, but then the 90-minute money flow is coming out, and then the 15-minute money flow is coming up, but the daily money flow is coming out. Like, everything is chopped up, right? So you don't want to get all those mixed signals, and you just wind up not knowing what you're looking at, and it just winds up being a bad situation. So, for me, hold above that POC technically, although the trend is down, and the POC does act as a magnet, so it's not impossible to kind of cling to this, go above it, be below it, above it, below it, before finally losing it. That is a situation we could see happen. However, technically being above that POC does open the door back up to that value area high. So we'll see what happens. The fact that we put in this nice lower high here, to me, honestly, right, if you pull from the high to the low, we came up here, retested that golden pocket before continuing down. That is nice for a strong downtrend to continue. But we'll see what happens. Again, I have this stop loss at break even, so I don't even care if we come up and get stopped out. We make a bunch of money. If we continue down, we continue to get paid out, and then we just look for the next long position. So we'll see. I wish I can give a clearer signal here. Money flow trying to come up on the 1 hour. 90-minute, like if the 90-minute was coming up really nicely with a daily green dot, that would look really good to me, but it's just not the case. The only thing that's good right now, or more bullish looking, is the low time frame money flow and the fact that we're back above this daily NPOC. Not daily NPOC, but daily as well as the POC. But anyway, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, I wish it was a stronger signal here. It's the 3 hour doing, 2 hour. 2 hour looking for a green dot. Chop City, man. Chop City. Ugh. But anyway, let's continue on here. Bada boom, bada bing. Gordon says, Frankie, I already closed my short and opened a long. If we continue back down, I will open another short. Shout out to Gordon. Let's go, baby. Riding the wave. Riding the wave. Let's see. What is the difference between the visible range volume profile and the profiles you use? I actually use both of them. Shout out to Wick's wife, Fine89. What is going on? Welcome in. The difference between the visible range volume profile and the fixed range, right? This is a fixed range volume profile. And then the visible range volume profile is this, right? They are the same tool, essentially, but they just function differently, right? The visible range volume profile analyzes the volume traded within the candles visible on the chart, right? So it's taking all these candles that are visible and plotting the volume traded within these price areas, right, horizontally. If I zoom in to only show this price action, you'll see, right, if I only zoom into this price action, this volume will change. There you go, right? Because now it's only analyzing this price action. Right? If I zoom out and I incorporate all this other price action, it changes, right? Because now all these candles are being incorporated. So that is the visible range volume profile. And then the fixed range is the same thing, right? It's essentially just taking all the volume that's transacted at each individual price level and plotting it on a horizontal chart, right? So the higher the volume spikes out, the more volume was transacted at that price, right? So that's the visible range, right? And then the fixed range is simple, right? It's the same tool, right? But you're just selecting the area of price action that you want to analyze, right? So instead of showing all the visible candles, if I just wanted to look at the volume within this range, I would use the fixed range volume profile. I would click and then drag and then click again, and it will plot that local profile. And that's where you get these key levels that make such high probability trades, the value area high, the POC, and the value area low. So there you go. Hopefully that answers your question. And you can even get the value area high, value area low POC on your visible range, right? If you wanted to kind of just like, right? So now you have your high, your POC, and your low. So if I wanted to look at this price action, I could just kind of zoom in to just that price action and come on, there you go. There's your high, your POC, and your low. If I want to zoom out more, incorporate all these candles, it'll give me the value area high, low, and POC of all these candles. which is super wonky, right? I would never look at it like that. But there you go. Now you know. If you didn't know, now if you don't know, now you know. All right, let's see. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Kembro. Fix is just the visible with more control. Absolutely. Okay, let's go ahead and yeah, shout out to Justice says trying to scout this 3-minute right now, but man, it's just chop. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that, brother. But anyway, let's continue on here. We took a look at H-bar, ICP. Let's take a look at AVE, or AV, as some people like to say. Drop an F in the chat if you don't say AV. Let's see. Okay, so AVE, we actually had not looked at AVE in quite some time. AVE, low-key holding up nicely here. Low-key, or should I say high-key? So let's take a look. Okay, cool. We already have our profile pulled. We have the value area low, POC, value area high. If you guys do not know what I am talking about when I'm talking about this volume profile, the value area high, POC, value area low, please go to the beginner series and watch these tutorials. If I got you here in this live stream somehow, whoo, please, for the love of God, go check those videos out. I don't even care if you sub to the channel. I mean, I do care. I want you to sub to the channel. Please hang out with us here. But use us for all we're worth. Do not give up the opportunity to learn about this fire trading tool. I'm not selling you the indicator or anything like this. This is all free on TradingView. I'll show you exactly how I trade this. Check out the beginner series. Do not miss the opportunity to learn about this. Even if you want to go learn from somebody else, don't sleep on the volume profile that would change your life. I promise you that. We show it here every single day. Anyway, digging in here, right? We have our value. Let me see this for a second. Okay. Yeah, we front ran this value area high many times. Let me just. No, I have it pulled where I want it pulled. Yeah, no, it's pulled where I want. But yeah, this is essentially our volume profile, right? Above, I mean, this is the one that we're living in right now. You get above it, hold it at support, go to the POC, kind of cling around that POC, back down to low, back to the POC, you cling, you deviate, now you're getting back in. So these are the key levels to watch it locally for AVE. You have your value area low sitting here at 252. You have your POC, you have your POC sitting here at 434, and then you have your value area high sitting here at 434, right? So hopped above, holding it as support. Again, market cipher B's, again, very chopped up here. 45-minute money flow continuing into the green here. 12-hour green dot is confirmed. 16-hour green dot confirmed. Daily green dot looking to print. Now, I wish this 90-minute money flow was coming up nicer here, but it's just really not. 80-minute money flow trying to come up. So, yeah, if that 45-minute money flow stays in the green like it is, maybe you get a continuation to the upside. POC sitting at 323. But money flow on the daily is crossing into the red. So you guys know what that means. You have to anticipate the potential continuation of the downtrend. So I would watch this POC, right? Make sure if you do get a ride up to that POC, you're not just retracing here to put in a lower high and continue the move to the downside, because that daily money flow does indicate, right? Like what I would simply be looking at for that daily money flow is, hey, maybe that green dot prints. We can get a little bounce to the upside, but it would be in the context putting in a lower high between the golden pocket and the 786 before putting in another lower low, which would probably be bringing us closer down towards, I mean, this wick down here at 191, but after that, you're probably looking to come place somewhere in here closer to about $156. So hopefully, we don't have to do that, but, daily money flow would be calling for that. If that money flow stays in the red, lackluster retracement, lower high, continuation down. That's what I'd be looking at on AVE. So there you go. Very simply put. You could also, if you wanted more local levels, you could pull this as a local profile. Just select this sideways price action, but yeah, I would be paying attention more to the key levels. You get a push up here. Be careful around that POC golden pocket. Get above that POC 786 golden pocket retracement, right? Again, the doorway to get above here in order to see 434 is very simply going to be cracking that 786. You crack that 786, 434 would be very likely, in my opinion. You just have to be careful, only because of money flow. If money flow was not coming out on the daily, I would be much more confident about seeing a full rotation of this range to the high. But because of that daily money flow, you have to be careful around 323 and 357 or 355. So there you go. That's what I'll be looking at on AVE, or AAVE, as some people like to call it. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to CJ said, how accurate is scalping super low time frame volume profiles? It depends on the market condition, right? It really does, right? So I come back over to Bitcoin real quick, just to kind of show this, right? And let me hide all this TA real quick. So yeah, like it really depends on the context, but actually locally, recently, where are we at? What was this? This was yesterday. So yeah, I mean, it really does depend on the price action, but you could see here, like, you know, once you kind of create this volume profile, deviate below the low, back up to the value area high, and then this does wind up continuing for quite some time, right? So it really depends. Like, it depends on what's going on, right? If you're just screaming to the upside and this is your price action, probably not going to work out too well, right? Because you don't really have a range. You need that sideways price action, which luckily is 80% of the time. Price action range is 80% of the time. But you can see here, high, low, high, low, high, low, right? And again, you have to look for the confirmations. You're not just looking to blindly short and long the value area high or value area low. But I was actually monitoring this yesterday. Yeah, I mean, you could just see deviate below the low, get back in, go to the POC, go to the high, deviate above the high, right? And if I actually extend these levels, right? POC, value area high, value area low, right? It's pretty nice, right? So technically, as long as you're ranging, it's really the same thing. Price action is fractal, right? The only difference is a 1 minute rotation of this volume profile, number one, isn't going to be as high of a percentage as, you know, a rotation on a 4 hour or a daily, and it's also going to happen a lot faster, right? So yeah, I mean, if you're scalping the low time frames, still an absolutely insane strategy to use, right? Like even here, like right here, high, low, deviation, back in, back to the high. It's really the same thing. There really is literally no difference, right? Deviate, back in, can't get back above, back to the POC, back to the low. Back to the high, deviation, back below, back to the low, back to the high, deviation. You get below the POC, and actually, if you actually extend this to the current price action, I'm sure the value area low moved up, or not. But there you go, right? So it really doesn't matter. It's going to be the same thing on a 1 minute daily. The only difference is you'll have much more setups on a 1 minute, and it's just much more fast moving and volatile on a 1 minute. But you could just see anytime the idea is you deviate. That's cheap. You look to go back into the range up to the high. This is expensive. You look to go back to the POC. You don't go back to the low here. Then you deviate again, fill it again, hit the low, back to the high, hit the high, back to the low, so on and so forth. So it really doesn't matter. You can use it on any time frame that you'd like to trade. I don't typically trade the 1 minute very often alone. I'll use the 1 minute to find an entry. But yeah, there you go. Sometimes if price is really boring, you might be able to get one of these ranges to live out for a while. So yeah. Trying to find a good example. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Like even right here, right? Like this is pretty. Right? High. So yeah, it's just the same thing. It's really deviation, can't get back above, come to the low. Deviation, get back in, flip it to support, back to the high, back to the low, so on and so forth, right? But anyway, let's continue on here. I don't want to get too sidetracked. We took a look at Aave. That is our last why buy any watches, says Frankie Trades XRP realistic. What does that mean? Shout out to Trades Watches. Let's see. Shout out to Jesse, said Wick is a poem master. Shout out to Wick 589. It's Wick 589 dropping poems in the chat right now. Shout out to Wick. Let's go, baby. Did I miss a Wick poem? Hopefully not. There's Wick 589. What is going on, bro? Let's see. Okay, but yeah, that is what I'm looking at on Aave for the most part, guys. Hey, shout out to Golden. Thank you for the super chat, bro. And thank you, Jesse, for the super chat as well. Golden says, when the market is choppy, I just open the order page and throw catnip on the keyboard and let the little fur ball lose on it. Yo, loose on it. Shout out to Golden. Let's go. Yo, letting the cat pick the trades is fire. That is fire. We Buy Any Watches wants to see XRP. Yeah, we could try to take a look at XRP. Shout out to Golden, bro. That's kind of wild. Maybe we'll make some content like that. We'll let I don't know how we'll do it. Maybe we just let the Mafia pick the trades. But maybe we'll do some content. Like I let a hamster pick my trades for a full day, and here's how it went. It'd be hilarious if it's profitable. Pretty funny. But let's see. Okay, so let's take a quick look at XRP. I actually usually check in on this first thing, but we actually didn't today. So yeah, I mean, you came down, you rejected your golden pocket. I mean, now you're back below your value area high. Key level right now is your POC at 240. If you lose this, you're probably going to get the bigger move down to about 213, unfortunately, right? 6-hour red dot is printing. 8-hour red dot is looking to print your, again, money flow. I would say the 30-minute and 8-hour looks like you might want to make it back down to the POC at 241, right? Money flow coming out on the 30-minute. Your 8-hour red dot is about to print. So if that 8-hour red dot prints, I'd probably look for a move to the POC and potentially the value area low. Again, I'll be honest with you guys, right? Your green dot on the daily is really the only thing that makes me think you can get a bigger move up. But again, it's fighting all the money flow. All the money flow is coming out. So it doesn't really look the best in that case, to be quite honest. So 45-minute money flow crossover into the green. I mean, this hasn't really given you a continuation of the uptrend. I'd pay attention to the levels. You lose the POC, I'd look for the bigger drop down to 214. If you pull your fib here, yeah, you have golden pocket confluence here. Shout out to Golden. So, this is your key level of support. Local fib, maybe you get POC confluence. Yeah, so these are the levels I would look at, right? You lose that POC, your last level of defense is the 786 at 233. So, if you're looking for higher lows, you would hope you make it here on the 786. If you lose that, I'd be looking down towards the value area low at 213. Very, very simple. Market cipher not giving a clear direction, to be quite honest. But daily, the higher time frames you don't want to put a little bit more weight on. Higher time frame with the money flow coming out. Remember, we use the money flow as a filter, guys. When you have that money flow coming out, you are going to favor your moves to the downside, right? You're going to favor a lackluster retracement for a lower high and a continuation down. And yesterday, that's what we were looking at your local, let me pull it, right? Local golden pocket was pulled from this high, I believe, potentially to the low. Looking for a lackluster retracement to put in a lower high. Where do we know those lower highs come in at? Either the golden pocket or the 786. In this case, it was the golden pocket. We come down. Now we're getting accepted back into this range. So same thing here. On the daily, just see if we can get that continuation through the range. If you want the bigger move up, again, you're probably not going to get very far. If you do get a bigger move up, I would probably just look. You have your 786 here at 290 and then the value area low at $3, but you got to get above the $2.60 value area high, right? So very simple. Can't get out of here. I would probably look to lose that POC and come down. 786 is your last line of defense. Once you lose that, probably a 90% chance you come down to 213. So there you go. That is what I'd be looking at on XRP. Let's see. Let's check back in on Bitcoin as it is. Still kind of sitting there. 45 minute says money flow crossover into the green with a green dot. That says potentially up. 4-hour blood diamond says down. 8-hour red dot printing says down. 30-minute money flow in the red says down. It's really hard to call here. And that's why, anytime that it's a difficult call here, guys, I just like to share with you what I'm doing, right? Like, that's the best way that I could possibly think to explain this stuff to you, right? Like, let's pull up our main range, right? This is exactly how I'm handling the charts, right? Like, it's not just what I'm saying, right? It's what I'm actually doing, right? I am in the trade. I am in that short position here, up 1,400, 600 locked in, stop loss in profit here for $522 of extra profit, right? So I have 600 locked in, get stopped out for another 522, boom, get a quick little over 1,000 profit. If we continue down and I will say this, right? The key level to get the bigger downside is 100% the POC. Right? If we cannot get and hold above this POC, if we wind up bing-bonging around and we lose this again, very high probability, and I would prefer this. I would prefer that drop down to the $91,000 level, $91,600, right? Does it mean that what I prefer is going to happen? Absolutely not, right? As a matter of fact, the fact that I want this kind of makes me think that we're not going to get it. But that's how I'm playing it. I don't mind getting stopped out of this, make a quick grand for the day. Not the best, not the worst. But we lose this, get a continuation of the downside, continues to pay us out, and we'll just look for those longs at the next key level. Major levels of resistance and support. Next levels I will be looking for major trades at in the premium Discord will be up here at the high and the deviation above. And then for long positions, I basically have those traps set at the value area low and the deviations below. And those are, where we're generally looking for our trades. In any case, looking for those very specific trading confirmations or trade entry confirmations. But yeah, as of right now, I'm just going to kind of let things shake out, see if we can continue this downtrend. Or if that 45-minute money flow wants to continue pushing us up. Either way, we're going to make money. Does not matter if we get stopped out or the short continues to dump us down. Let's see. Shout out to Aziz said, Frankie, how easy is identifying order blocks? Did you take trades using smart money concepts? How's success? Are they most of the time confluent with the levels we have? Yeah, shout out to Aziz. I don't trade. I don't use order blocks. Doesn't mean that they're not useful or they don't work or anything like that. Shout out to Al Jr. says he's still here. Can we look at Ada with the floppy disk is crazy. Yes, we could try to take a look at Cardano, no problem. XYO, yeah, we'll take a shout out to Tyler. Yeah, we'll take a look at XYO first. No, it doesn't mean it doesn't work or anything. Again, I like to look at the market with what clicks for me, right? And that's using volume profiles. I find that to be the highest probability strategy that I've ever tried. I've tried smart money concepts. But again, I explain this all the time. If you're looking, if you trade smart money concepts, what they basically trade is they wait for a break-ish structure, right? And then they wait for a retracement into a fair value gap. And then that's where they take their entry, right? That's beautiful, right? That's totally fine. But if you look at this, right, basically I would take the same trade just off different information, right? I would be looking at this as a volume profile. And at the end of the day, I will say this. If we get that big rip to, with the volume profiles, at the end of the day, low-key, you do kind of get better entries, right? Because if I were looking to get a short up here, I would be looking for shorts at the highs, right? I'd be looking to deviate above the volume profile, looking for my trade confirmations, looking to short this back into the range, back to the POC, back to the value area low. And then if we lose that volume profile, I continue to get paid out, right? But my entry's up here. And then smart money concepts would wait for a break of the structure and then a retest of the fair value gap. Is this, you could argue that this is a little bit of a safer entry, right? Because you already have the sign of weakness there, and I'm taking a little bit more of a risky trade. But again, the volume profiles are so high probability, it's pretty fire, right? So, but if I were to take this trade, what would I be looking at this as? I would be looking at, hey, we broke down out of our volume profile. Money flow's probably crossing over into the red, right? So, and I'm probably looking at this value area low, golden pocket 786 confluence, right? So I'm probably looking at this saying, hey, I'm going to look for a lower high on a golden pocket 786 value area low confluence because money flow is coming out. If I get those confirmations, I'll take the short. So it's all the same stuff, right? So they're looking at a fair value gap. I'm looking at a value area low golden pocket retracement, but it's all the same stuff, right? So because we're all looking at the same information. At the end of the day, every indicator, I mean, different indicators look at different stuff, but at the end of the day, every strategy, we're all looking at the same candles. We're all trying to accomplish the same thing. And a lot of the things are just volume profiles is just a different way to look at the market. But a lot of the time, the key levels will line up, and you will wind up taking very similar trades. So there you go. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look at bada boom, bada bing. XYO real quick. Let's take a look at XYO. And shout out to Golden. Thank you for the super chat. Said insider info. Something big is going to happen in the next 2 to 3 weeks, so I would expect at least one more dump before then. Shout out to Golden's got some private jet info. Shout out to Golden. Oh, God. What is it going to be? I'm not going to lie, guys. This has been for a while. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but ever since, the beginning of last year, I've been worried about a mass blackout. If that happens, I swear, I have prophetic dreams. Because I've been having this weird feeling about a mass blackout for a very long time. And now I'm starting to see people talk about it, which is crazy. So if that happens, I'll lose my mind. Let's see. Feels like a big shakeout Mafia style, not to be confused with the CandleMafia style. Shout out to Derek. Let's go, baby. And shout out to Golden. Thank you for the super chat. And Shout out to Moralak guy. I don't think I said that right, but thank you for that, bro. He said, Frankie, don't forget to like. Yeah, smash that like button, guys. 1,000 like gets $150 of free Solana on Friday night's live stream. But Frankie, can we do virtuals and Aerodrome? I don't know if we're going to have time to get through all of those, but I will try my best. We are running out of time very quickly, but I do want to try to take a look at XYO. Let's see. Yeah, ADA. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff. I'm not going to be able to get to all these alts, guys. Any alts that we don't look at, we'll try to add to the stream tomorrow. But yeah, XY, this looks super low liquidity, to be honest. Yeah, 2-day money flow coming out. Daily money flow is in the red. Yeah, this looks a little, I don't know. It doesn't look too good to me, to be honest. Yeah, you got like red dots printing everywhere, about to print everywhere. 8 hour. Let's check the lower time frames. Yeah, money flow. I'll tell you what. This kind of looks like the situation that I was just talking about, almost with the break of structure and the retest into a fair value gap. Do we have a fair value gap in here? Hang on. I think we do. I'm not a big fair value gap guy, but Lux Algo marks out these fair value. Yeah, look at that. This is literally, that's so funny. This is like, and listen, I'm not an ICT trader. I'm not a smart money concepts guy for the most part, but I just do know how they basically, I'm pretty sure what they look for is breaks, market structure shift, and then a retracement into or a change of character, and then a retracement into a fair value gap, and then that's where they take their entries. And again, like, what did I just tell you, right? Like, how would I be looking at this? I'd be looking at that as a potential value area low, golden pocket retest. And again, we didn't come all the way up there, but you could just kind of see how it's very similar. But I'll tell you this. Shout out to Lux Algo. I'll tell you this. The 8 hour red dot incoming with this 30-minute looks like this 30-minute with the money flow and the red dot about to print at the same time looks like this thing might dump locally, right? First, one of the major targets I would look at is potentially watch this golden pocket between 0.016 and 0.0161 or 0.0, between these numbers. These would be kind of the next targets I would look at. You don't really have. Yeah, I mean, you can't really pull this whole thing as a range. Yeah, it's like, this price action's actually, this looks like a really unhealthy chart. This looks like a weird chart. It could just be the exchange that I'm looking at. This is on Coinbase. Why does this look so weird? Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, kind of the same thing here with the ICT, right? Like, you break down, you retest. It's probably a golden pocket 786. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I would be careful. I would watch that 30-minute. If that 30-minute red dot prints with the money flow coming out, that 8 hour red dot starts printing at the same time, I would definitely look for a move at least down to about 0.01643. And then if you lose that zone, I'd be looking down towards the 786. So yeah, that's pretty much what I would look at. It's really hard. I can't really pull any volume profiles on this because this price action's so kind of weird. It's a grind down, straight move up, grind down, super choppy, super weird. So yeah, I wish I could pull a better profile, but I really can't. It's like maybe even this. Maybe. I mean, this isn't the worst. I mean, it's not the best either, but maybe. Yeah, I would probably watch this, right? Like if you lose, 30-minute money flow crossover into the red with the 8 hour red dot and the 30-minute red dot, right? Basically, essentially, 45-minute money flow in the green. Things are super chopped up right now, guys. I'll be honest with you. It feels all over the place. But if that red dot prints with the 30-minute money flow crossover into the red, I would instantly go up to the 8 hour. If that 8 hour red dot's printing, I would look for a drop down here between 0.01698 and 0.01611. Lose that, very likely you come down to about 0.01494. That's what I would look for. Again, this is a wonky range. Again, the chart's a little bit weird, but that is probably the best I could do there. That's what I'd be looking at. So there you go. That 30-minute looks like it's about to flow down. But there you go. Let's see. Crypto Monkey said we do an after dark today, Frankie. Shout out to Crypto Monkey. I don't think today. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to Stupid Bitcoin said code is secret to indicators. It's like Legos. Not all builds are amazing. Yes, that is totally true. We've actually tried to get CryptoFace. We've asked CryptoFace on the show. I asked him, I was like, can you tell us what makes a blood diamond print? And he was like, nope. And I was like, dang it. I get it. How do we add the money flow indicators? This is Market Cipher B. It is a paid indicator. Now, to be clear, you do not need paid indicators to profitably trade Bitcoin. I want you to understand that. But if this one just happens to be paid, this is like an indicator that I use along a Lux algo and the volume profiles every single day. It's paid. We do have a discount code, MCFrank20, and I don't just say that to shill the indicator, guys. So you use my discount code. If you can find a better deal somewhere else, please use that one. I hope you do. But I've been using Market Cipher since way before I had a YouTube channel, so just keep that in mind. This is genuinely a huge part of my trading. If you watch the show, you know. But yeah, Cardano, same thing with Cardano, right? Like all this stuff pretty much looks the same, right? 30-minute money flow crossing over into the red, VWAP coming down. Do you have the 8-hour red dot incoming? Potentially. Daily money flows in the red, but then you take a look at the 45-minute money flow. It's coming up into the green. I just front ran that. I knew that was going to be the case. Super choppy. For me, personally, this is, if you get a move up, you're looking to come into your key level of resistance, which is your golden pocket value area low, sitting right here between 91 cents and 95 cents, right? So, again, based off our money flow on the daily, even if that 45-minute money flow gives us a continuation up, you have to anticipate potential lower highs for the continuation of the downtrend. Maybe we wick up to that 786 as well, so watch that level. If we're going to put in a lower high, this level and this level are two key areas to look at for that lower high to come in. So be careful on those Fibonacci retracements. So there you go. Other than that, 4-hour red dot confirmed. Other than that, things are super choppy, guys. I mean, a lot of this stuff, weekly money flow in the red, that's kind of yikes. But other than that, get the move up. Those are your next two key levels of resistance. If we get another move down, value area low sitting beneath you, 66-cent value area high, POC at 60 cents, and then the value area low at 51 cents. So you get the drop down here, get stuck under the value area high, go to the POC, get stuck under there, look to go to the low. So for me, this is 100% a no trade zone. I would wait to come into the range, down to the value area low, or I would wait to come up here to one of these higher probability areas to get a reaction from. I would just let this kind of settle down. So there you go, guys. Let's see. Page went blank. Oh, God, what is going on? Are we glitching? Oh, no, we're not glitching. Okay, we're still good. We're still good, guys. We're still good. Smash that like button, or the stream might go down, even though we're about to end. ETH is broken on weekly holding, 27.22 for the last 50 minutes. Shout out to Chase. Late night with Frankie Candles every Tuesday. Shout out to Kembro. Then we'll just lead you right in to Billy Goat Tales. Shout out to Billy Goat Tales, which is going to be tonight, guys, at 9 p.m. Don't forget to check it out on X. Hang out with our boy Crypto Billy. The best X space out there, guys. Don't miss it. Go check him out today at 9 p.m. I'm telling you, catnip on your keyboard, 100% guaranteed to be an interesting, not financial advice. Shout out to Golden. We might start doing some stuff like that. Some just like fun content like that. Or just maybe like finding random people on the street and letting them pick our trades. That would be absolutely hilarious as well. Let's see. Let's see. Smash that like button. Jesse says smash that like button. Don't forget, guys, it does help out the Lewis says, love you, brother. Shout out to Lewis. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. I love you back. But yeah, there you go, guys. I think coming back on Bitcoin. Let's take a little bit. So yeah, we'll see, guys. We'll see if we can hold this POC. Mark my words. Hold this POC. That's our doorway to potentially get the move back up to the value area high. If we lose it, we'll have that short continue to pay us out. So we'll see what happens. If I pull some local Fibonacci retracements here, I'll pull it from the high to the low. Yeah, so if we work our way back up into this retracement level, flip that 786, that would be where I look for the high. For the most part, though, we'll see if we can lose that POC. We'll see if that 30-minute red dot prints and drags that money flow into the red. And then finally, there's that 8-hour red dot is printing. So, yeah, we'll see if that 30-minute, once that red dot prints, money flow comes out, we'll see if we get that continuation to the downside, back closer to the value area low. Obviously, we have the local fib levels. But like I said earlier, not a ton of confluence on those levels of support, guys. So with all that being said, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Yo, shout out to Tamale. Said, I love you more than Lewis. Frankie, just want you to know, shout out to Tamale. I love you guys back. I love you back. But yeah, with all that being said, guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. If we did not take a look at your altcoin tonight, we will try to add them to the list tomorrow. But we only have a limited amount of time here, guys. But if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're here every weekday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I teach my strategies for free. Every single day, we do market updates, urgent updates, live streams. We do it all over here, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and smash the like button on your way out, and I will see you guys. Let's see if we lose that POC or get the rip up to the value area high. But either way, guys, we'll be back here tomorrow, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Did I hit the button already? I hit it. I don't know if it triggered. Okay, didn't trigger. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Coach, what's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them two bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working, I'm up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Yo, Wick 589's got me dying over here. Crushing watermelons with the calves is insane, bro. Because I've seen a video somewhere of some girl crushing watermelons with her thighs, and it is the funniest thing on earth. Shout out to Wick 589. Guys, let's take a quick look at Algorand. I forgot to ask for it. Dang, it already moved up. But who did it? Somebody asked for Algorand, but we're going to take a look for you. No problemo. Let's see here. I'll be honest. It is pretty similar to everything else, right? Forever red dot printing. Is it a blood diamond? It's not a blood diamond. Forever red dot printing. 15-minute money flow is coming up, right? So it's just as choppy as everything else. 45-minute money flow coming up. Yep, with the red dot printing, this makes no sense whatsoever. Super choppy market, guys. Listen, I'll be honest. If you're not an experienced trader, I would recommend letting price settle down before you look for any trades. But I will say this. We're trying to hold this golden pocket. If we lose this golden pocket, the key level of support to look at is between 0.2276 and 0.2120. Lose the golden pocket, you're going to anticipate to come to that 786 value area high, right? So come on down here. That'd be the next key area of support. So again, I'm kind of 50-50 right now. This thing's either going to dump or pump. And if you do get the push to the upside, key level to break above is going to be sitting right here at the value area low, sitting at 34 cents. Crack that 34-cent level, flip it to support. That's where you could see the more bullish case play out into the POC, into the value area high, where you have another pretty significant, this actually has moved down a little bit, but you do have some pretty significant resistance down here as well. I'll just move this down a bit. Golden pocket value area high sitting right between 46 and 50 cents. So yeah, if this, then that is if you lose the golden pocket, I would look for a bounce here at the 786 value area high. Break down below this level, not good at all. Not only are you getting accepted into your range, but you also probably going to get a quick move down. If I had to guess, this is probably somewhat of a volume gap. So yeah, and then if you get the move to the upside, key level of resistance and doorway to higher prices is 34 cents. And with all that being said, quick and dirty on Algorand, thank you guys for being here. Smash the like button on your way out. And shout out to Wick, said Frankie can probably identify any coin without any prices on the chart, just the candles on the weekly. I would argue that I probably could guess a few of them. I probably could guess a good bit of them. But it is harder than I thought. I've tried that before. It is harder than I thought. But we should maybe do that. Maybe we'll do that on the live stream tomorrow. I'll set up some. I don't know. We'll set up. We'll have Tony D send me some screenshots of charts on the weekly without any price and see if I can guess them. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Thank you guys for being here. I'll see you tomorrow, same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. That's all I got. Frank Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out.